Are you a woman looking at increasing your energetic vibrations, maybe at ways to deal with past experiences, trauma, or stress? Or maybe you're just wanting to know how to become more spiritual? Then this video is definitely for you. Hi everyone, Monika Lokietko with eXp Realty, park bench ambassador and sponsor of the local community website here for the Foothills. I get to interview local businesses in the area and find out a little bit more about them and the services that they offer. So I'm really excited to be here today with our guest speaker, Melanie Dawn. She is the owner of Melanie Dawn Yoga and Wellness, and she's also a mentor and coach. So thank you so much, Melanie, for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to do this with you.
Can you tell us a little bit more about your business and what it has to offer?
So it's evolved. So like most businesses have over COVID, I was actually prior to COVID teaching yoga. I love being in person with the connection and being able to see bodies move. So online yoga teaching, like the asana practice, wasn't for me. But I had been very passionate about Yoga Nidra, so I started to do up a Yoga Nidra training. And the Yoga Nidra training is truly what changed my life. It was transformational. It works with, I don't know if you know much about it, but it's a meditative technique that takes the brain from beta all the way down into alpha, sometimes crossing over into theta. So if you're in hypnosis, you're more in a sleep state of receiving. In Nidra, you still have will present. So you're able to look at subconscious programming, spontaneous insights pop up, undoing a lot of that programming through the practice of Yoga Nidra. The reason why it's so powerful is like if we're coming up with an affirmation, writing probably is a better avenue because when you're writing, you're doing something repetitive, which accesses the subconscious. So if you think subconscious mind, which stores all your programming, that's the mind that's driving your car. It's the mind that's putting on your pants, your shoes, everything. When you try to tie your shoes and use your like actual like, how do I do this without like thinking about it? If you start to think about it, you can't tie your shoes. Your body knows how to do that stuff. So just like your body knows how to do that, it also knows what's kept you safe your whole life. So if you grew up in a home where you had to stay really small to be safe, that's still going to be your programming going forward. Although your soul came here to be expansive and maybe loud and rattle some cages, this ego mind, the beta mind, are working to keep you really small. So when you feel stuck, it's usually that you are outgrowing your programming. It's kept you safe, it's served a purpose, it's been beautiful, but it's ready to let go. So through that practice, I started to find my coaching. You'd think from looking at my website, I wanted to make sure to touch on this. You'd think from looking at my website that I work only with women. I would say that 30 to 35% of my clientele is men. Which is like...
So I take back my comment in the beginning.
I know. But if you
men and women.
If you look at my website, please don't be offended or feel discriminated against, but here's where you book. So I've had really great male coaching clients as well. I'm moving more out of coaching and into the mentorship side, specifically because when I first started this journey, I felt alone. And I know me and you were talking about like there are such great spiritual people here. I didn't know because I isolated myself. And then that programming was like, well, no one's like you. You're weird. You're better just to stay small and out of the way and keep yourself. Like, don't really be yourself. That's like my whole goal is to cast a net loud and wide enough for people to find me so that they don't have to do it alone.
Maybe tell us a little bit more about the services that you offer.
I have lots and more that I'm cooking up right now too. So right now I have Reiki trainings that I'm offering that I do as a hybrid. Come to evolve in my practice, I see how powerful it is, and if energy has no time and space, I of course can offer an online training. So in the past, our Reiki trainings have been a full day event, and we go over the whole morning into the manual chakra step. I work so intuitively with people and I coach them into their intuitive space. The ones who come are just like, they're ready,
they're open.
They're incredible. And so by about the top of the third hour, we're getting massive headaches. So then I was like, well, this is great. They can do this portion, like the self-study online at their own pace and not get a headache. This hybrid is now 3 hours. It evolved into that. And it's just been, the first one sold out. The second one only has one space left. And it's just like, the serendipity that comes with that. So I have Reiki trainings. I'm just taking in applications for the master's program I think I'll do that once or twice a year. I have the Yoga Nidra teacher training, which is for yoga teachers, but
you also have a non-teacher.
Yes. And so half of my last group that I brought through were non-teachers, and then one is going through for teacher and actually even signed up for yoga teacher training from it. If we all took a yoga teacher training, we'd be better human beings. So the students really understand it. They understand themselves better. We look at our programming. Sankalpa is our heart valve. So this is the reason our soul came incarnate at this time. So we dive deeply into that. That can be either 2 weekends for the student or 3 for a teacher. And then I also have the priestess path container.
What is one of your most memorable experiences that you've had?
This was really cool. I worked with her. I used to have a program called Heart Map. I don't have it anymore, but in the course of 3 months, we worked together. She didn't even know why she showed up. We just have 3 sessions over 3 months, and there's Nidra practices involved in that. And after she signed up, we had 1 session. She didn't know what she was looking for. She went away on holidays. She started journaling, and it was to move to BC. Up and away from everybody. And so her husband had to get a job. They had to sell their house, and they had to find a house. In Victoria, that was really hard at the time. So their house sold. Her husband found a job, but they still didn't find a house. And everything kept saying, wait, you know, and I even got, I think we'd have to ask Kelly, but I think we even got the date or how many weeks it would be, and then it came through.
Melanie, where do you see yourself in the next 1 to 5 years?
So I'm currently doing a journey. I'm not quite ready to share it, but there will be at least a program out of it. It's very important to me, and then I may even be writing a book as I'm doing it, but I'm journaling it, so I don't know if it's going to morph into that.
Yeah.
My whole heart says a book. That's what I want, but I know everyone's saying that, but everyone should, right? You learn so much about yourself, so that's what I'd like to do, and I'd like to cast my net at least across country, if not the continent.
Switching gears a little bit, what is that you love about living in the Foothills?
Oh, yeah. So if you were to have asked me in 2011, I would have been like, I can't wait to move to Lokietko. You know, it felt like it was such a small town, but I was on my own at the time with the boys. And now that I have my partner, I just think it's like the best place to raise your kids. My kids have never wanted to leave. They've loved growing up here. They love the community, knowing everybody. I think as we were talking, when you said like there is a different sort of personality that's here.
Right, yeah.
I think it's that we get to know each other. Whether we just see each other in our community, like where I found you, I know where Black Diamond is, you get to know people. And it's that connection. And the energy is good here.
It really is. I was just saying that it has a lot to do with the fact maybe that we're more closer knit to nature, and we're by the river, we've got the Rocky Mountains just behind us, so I just feel like people, there's a reason that they move from the big city out to the, what I would call the country, right? This area here. So we can end off maybe on some ways that people can connect with you and contact you. I know you've got your website.
So I have a website, it's www.melaniedonyoga.com, and you can connect with me on Instagram at @themelaniedawn, and I also have a business page called Melanie Dawn Yoga and Wellness.
Perfect. So for all those, both men and women, looking for some of the things that Melanie just went through, I think you definitely should connect with her. She has something you probably won't find anywhere else, and just such a great person to be around. Being here in her home and being so welcome. Until our next Foothills interview, I hope and wish everyone a wonderful rest of your day.